15 of Month of Biz Love. I am Tara Swiger, and I help makers and artists feel awesome about their business. And one of the ways that I do that is through this Month of Biz Love, where every day we are doing something new or different, or going on a quest or an adventure to love our handmade businesses more. So today what we're going to do is actually something I do every week on Periscope, which is celebrate your successes. Celebrate either what you got done this week, what obstacle you overcame, what you figured out about your business. In other words, just celebrate what happened during the last week. It is so easy to get going, just working on your business and just doing the day-to-day stuff that needs to get done, and even working towards your goals and reaching them. But as soon as you reach your goal, you have already set another goal. So it's very easy to forget to celebrate the tiny successes that make up your day-to-day work life. But by celebrating, you are doing a couple things. The first one is you're acknowledging all the stuff you have gotten done, and that actually builds your confidence that you'll be able to do the next thing and the next step in your business. It also more firmly plants the good moments in your memory. So all of us have a negativity bias, and that's that we remember negative events or comments or days more easily than we remember the positive events. It's just how our brains are wired, so that we pay attention to the things that are like going to protect us or hurt us, and less attention to just like good days where nothing bad happens. But by celebrating, you can more firmly implant in your own memory that things have gone well. If a good day passes, or you get a lot done and you don't take a minute to acknowledge it, it's very easy for it to get lost when you're sifting through, hey, how's my business doing? It's much easier to remember all of the bad days you've had and the bad launches and the bad sales months, and harder to remember the good days and the good sales months if you would just let them pass with no comment. So by celebrating, you're kind of like putting a halo around them and saying, hey, this is a good day, and that helps you remember it. When you tell someone else, like I have people do on Periscope, it more firmly implants it in your own memory so you can look back and recall. Also, it's really great to do it in a community, and we do this in the Starship every week in the weekly chat. By doing it in the community, even when you've forgotten, other people have remembered. So it's very easy for me to remember all the great things you've done in your business, but it might be hard for you to remember what has happened in your business. If you're part of a community and you share with me what's gone well in your week, and not just me, Tara, but anybody in your community that's going to hold you accountable, then when you come the next week and you have a bad week, we can say, hey, but remember a week ago or a month ago, you actually had surpassed your goal. So maybe this week was a bad week, but you're still on the right track. And having that community and of celebration and memory of your awesomeness can really help you keep going and not lose momentum. So a lot of us lose momentum when we have a bad day, or we have a bad week, or we don't reach our goals. It's very easy to just forget that we were making progress, even if we've been making tons of progress. And I see this all the time. I see this with people who surpass their goals. Like, they set a goal for the quarter, they reach the goal in 1 month instead of 3 months, or they get far above their goal. And then the next month or the next week, something happens that isn't great. Their kid gets sick, they have a slow sales day, somebody gives them a bad comment or review, or just says, I don't like you, and all of their momentum that they had completely dies. But by having people there who can remind you of all the momentum you've built, it makes it easy for you to keep going and for you to be like, oh, right. It doesn't totally take away the negativity bias. It doesn't take away the sting of when negative things happen, but it absolutely helps you remember it isn't all been negative. It's very easy to look back on your business, especially when you've been doing it for a while and you don't feel like you're having the kind of results you want. Very easy to look back and think, everything's been going slow, nothing's been working out for me, and then you stop doing the work. So that is why we celebrate. I actually talk more about this week on the podcast. I believe it's episode 110 of the podcast Explore Your Enthusiasm, which you can find by searching in iTunes or Stitcher, or just find it on taraswiger.com. The podcast is right there. We talk more about the power of celebration and review, and I talk about why I review each year on my birthday, because I just had a birthday, and why celebration is so important. But that's your challenge for today, is to celebrate your successes of the last week. But we're going to go one step further. So last Friday, which was actually my birthday, I asked you guys to celebrate, or I guess it was probably day 12 of the challenge, I ask you to celebrate your successes. Yay! Just to get in the habit of it. And the workbook kind of walked you through that process. This week, 1 week later, I'm asking you to dig a little deeper and to, I just remembered. The first time I ask you to celebrate is day 10 in the month of Biz Love Challenge, because now we're on day 17, and I want you to dig deeper. You can celebrate your successes, list what went well this week, what you accomplished. The next step, though, to dig deeper is to look at what caused your success. What strategy did you use? What strength did you use? What obstacle did you overcome? What trick of your mind or momentum or what did you do to make that success happen? Now, we've talked about this a little bit before, and we're going to talk about this a lot more in the month of Biz Love Challenge, but regularly reviewing your business and learning the lessons from your own business is the best way for you to get better and better at your business, for your business to grow faster. Instead of looking at what other people are doing and what's worked for other people, what will help you move forward even faster is to recognize what actually works for you. Easiest way to do this is to do more of what's working. So instead of paying all the attention to what's not working, negativity bias, we're going to pay attention to what is working. What caused your successes this week? And then for extra bonus points, you can think, how can I apply this to the obstacle I'm facing right now? And if you take the time to write that down and think it through, it's going to be there when you need it next time. When you face the same obstacle again, when you have a challenging week in the future, when you are not feeling great about things, the fact that you've thought through what caused your success this week will make it easier for you to remember or come up with ideas or solutions the next time you have a bad or slow week where you lose your momentum. So that's why it's so important to celebrate. And then let's take it a step further and dig in. What caused the celebration or the successes of your week this week? Was it a strategy? Was it a strength? And what exactly did you do? So if one of your successes this week is that you had a hard time getting started, and then you managed to do 3 of the projects on your list. And remember, earlier this week we prioritized. If you got your priorities done, celebrate that. And then look, how did you get that done? You can even dig into, where were you working? Were you listening to music or was it silence? What distracted you? How did you keep yourself focused? Did you set a timer? What did you actually do to succeed at the things you succeeded at this week? The more you pay attention to that, the more you can recreate it moving forward, and the more successes you'll have each week. So that's what I want you to answer on Instagram. If you're watching the Periscope, you can share it on Periscope in just a minute. But if you're not, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can either leave a comment below the video, and you can share it on Instagram with a community. Use the hashtag #MonthOfBizLove on your post to make sure we all see it, and then we will celebrate with you. So tell us, what were your successes this week and what caused those successes? What strategy or strength did you use? Perhaps you do the same thing every week. So to you, you're like, well, the success I had this week is using the same strategy I always use. That's okay. Just identify it so you have it in your arsenal to use moving forward. So do that on Instagram, share your successes, your celebrations, and your strategy for actually having that success, what you think caused that success, and we will celebrate with you. Just don't forget to use the hashtag #MonthOfBizLove. And if you want the workbook that asks you all these questions in a much more organized format, you can get it at tarasweiger.com/MonthOfBizLove. And don't forget, if you are curious about the Starship, I mentioned that every week in the Starship, I ask you what went well and we celebrate with you, and you also ask for help. And that allows the community to be, I think of it as a vessel of celebration. It's holding everybody's celebration in our group memory. So when you're having a bad week, we can remind you of it. The Starship is opening next week. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard about the Starship. You might be curious. You can go to tarasweiger.com/starshipbiz to sign up to learn more about the Starship and be notified when it's open. So there's a new process wherein I help you figure out if it's the right tool for your business. We've actually just formalized what I've been doing informally for a long time. So you'll get all of those details if you sign up at tarasweiger.com/starshipbiz. There are only 25 spots this quarter, and those go fast. So last December, when we did the big launch, they went in the first 2 days. So Signing up there is the best way to ensure you'll actually grab a spot this quarter if you want one. TaraSpiker.com/StarshipBiz. It will, of course, be linked below the YouTube video, so you can scroll down and read in the description. It'll be linked up. But don't forget to share your successes and let us celebrate with you on Instagram, #MonthOfBizLove. And I will see you guys tomorrow with the next lesson. Thanks, and have a very love-filled, celebration-filled day.